Welcome back to the Joust About Careers podcast. This episode features the highlights of the conversation with 2011 Van Buren graduate Hannah Shank, a Transport Operations Supervisor at Marathon Petroleum Corporation. The highlights focus on a typical day for Hannah, how women are breaking barriers in the transportation field, how valuable career skills can be developed in high school, and much more. If you want to learn more about Hannah's career journey, you can always watch or listen to her full interview, and if you find this podcast useful, please share it with someone else who could benefit from it. Enjoy the highlights, and I'll see you here in September for brand new episodes featuring Van Buren graduates talking about their careers. Have a great summer.
I would say a typical day, I am in the office and I look at different things, our safety metrics, different reporting systems, and look at our maintenance schedule. I work very closely with all of my support groups, so my maintenance teams, my safety teams, my HR teams, and then I pretty much get started with if I have meetings. I typically will have, anywhere from 2 to 5 meetings a day. And I meet with my team here in Utah. So I have one fleet here in Salt Lake that I help support. There's another team out in Roosevelt, Utah, and we work very, very closely together. So there's a supervisor out there, and then we have a manager here right now. There's also a supervisor in training that we have here. So, helping develop the next set of leaders. And then around 12:30 starts my shift change. So that's when my drivers will come in and they are done for the day or they're starting their day, and helping them with whatever they need. If they have something wrong with their truck, trailers, anything like that, I would help address those issues. If they need any supplies, anything to do with maybe their HR stuff. So my HR person actually sits in California. So if there's some smaller things that I can help tackle for them, I help with them with that. And then that will go through about 6:30, 7 o'clock at night. The best part of the job is to be actually out in the field and getting out of the office. So we do ride-alongs. So I'll go with my drivers out to the oil field, and they either will hook up to buy the oil, or they actually have to go and, or they'll buy the oil, or they'll just hook up and get the oil, load it, and then bring it back to an offload facility. So my fleet here will go to Salt Lake City, the refinery, and offload there. Sometimes I'll just go out and visit with producers or the offload facilities, make sure that everything's in good shape. So even yesterday, I had to go over to the refinery and just check some things out just for safety precautions. For crude specifically, I actually do not have any females in my fleet, but we have quite a few in my other Utah fleet. But it is difficult, right? Historically, it was a male-dominated field. And for transportation as a whole, I think we're really breaking a lot of barriers. I think this is a great organization that we've partnered with, and to show that anyone can do it if you work hard enough, right? And as far as recommendations go, start off by getting your CDL, get some experience, and then because hazmat, we're hauling hazmat material, that is already a harder division to get into. There are more requirements. You need more endorsements on your license, other than if you were to just go into freight. But definitely just go out there, get experience, get on the roads, get some miles in, and then work your way up. I would tell anyone that, not just females. It goes for anyone that's looking into hauling petroleum or crude in the future. You have to start somewhere, right? And now more than ever, we need truck drivers. Think about Amazon and how much that's taken off, UPS, FedEx. There's a bunch of companies that I think that we kind of forget about, right? Like the small things of how does my package get to my door? And it works with a lot of different products rather than just freight, but your gasoline, how does it get to the gas station? Propane's another big one. We normally see that in winter, but it's a constantly moving thing. Mm-hmm. So, but to get into hazmat specifically, it's good to have experience. For me, the biggest thing is when I was like even in high school, being on sports teams, having leadership positions or skills, developing those, working with other people, and a diverse group of people, right? So for me, I did show choir. I was an athlete. There were different avenues that I took. I worked in yearbook. You get to expose yourself to so many different types of people and learning to work with so many different types of people. That makes you very, very valuable. The other thing that I think sports really helped me with was becoming coachable. And that if you want to go and play college sports, you have to be coachable. In life, the same aspect applies. So if you want to get in a career that you don't have any experience in, you need to be adaptable. You need to be coachable. You have to have a willingness to learn. In my career now, currently, everything's constantly changing, whether it's a DOT regulation, whether it's a company policy. You have to be willing to adapt. And if you're not, it's going to make it very challenging for people to want to promote you. My dad worked at Clouse, and I remember one summer, he's like, you got to get a job. And I was like, okay. He's like, you can't just sit by the pool every day. I was like, darn, okay. So I worked for him in the field, and I'm working with construction workers. I don't know anything about construction. So it was very eye-opening to see what happens in such a laborious position, and you really learn to build respect for what goes on in that part of the business. Another position that I had there was helping out with marketing. So I got to use some of my marketing skills. But I think the biggest thing that I took away from that was, especially now, right? If you were to talk about, blue collar, white collar positions, is you still treat everyone the same, and learning how to communicate with people that might not understand high level things, but how do you translate that down to make it almost put things in layman's terms? And I mean, mechanically it helped me, because working with different mechanical structures and whatnot, and tools and just different terminology, it helped me, especially with the trucks and maintenance and different things like that. That definitely helped me out a lot.
If you liked this Joust About Careers episode, you can explore previous episodes and highlights to learn about even more careers of Van Buren graduates. To be sure you don't miss upcoming episodes, please click subscribe on YouTube or your favorite podcast platform so you'll know when the next episode is released. Thank you for spending a portion of your day with us, and we hope you will continue to prepare for your future by learning just about careers.